Do you know when you're just on Instagram and you're scrolling and you come across someone's profile and you're just like, they're always in a new country. It's just like, how? How are you traveling the world? How are you gallivanting the world? Like, how can you afford to travel so much? And if you're rich, help a sister out. Like, don't be stingy. And then, you're like, hey sis, hey sir, how can you travel so much? And they're like, oh, I travel for free. Well, it's true. A lot of people are traveling the world nowadays. We love to be able to explore, go to different places, both domestically and internationally. And of course, nobody's trying to pay for that. So instead, we try to figure out what are the hacks, what are the things that we can do to pay for our travel. Even myself, I've been able to book flights to Ghana, to Santorini, to the Bahamas, to Mexico, and most of those flights have been free, or at least mostly free. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the 4 things that I do so that I can also gallivant around the world for free. And hopefully I'm able to share some new tips with you all that you can incorporate so that you too can go to the place that you want, but not out of pocket. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sabrina Rainique, and on this channel, we live a life that we love while planning for the life that we want, all through personal finance, travel, and lifestyle. So if you like videos like this, definitely like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so that you can be notified of all my different videos. All right, so let's get into it so we can save our coins. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a credit card that gives you travel rewards every time you use it, and also has a sign-up bonus. So with the sign-up bonus, what will happen is the credit card will say you need to spend $4,000 within 4 months, and then they'll give you 60,000 points towards travel. Now that 60,000 points towards travel can really equate to $800, $1,000 towards a plane ticket, which can be very substantial. Now, spending this $4,000 to get your $1,000 bonus towards travel is only worth it if you already planned on purchasing those things that are worth $4,000. So if you planned on already spending $4,000 within the next couple of months, then definitely get your bonus, but don't just find things to spend your money on just to get that bonus. So some things that I did to meet that $4,000 minimum was when me and my friends wanted to travel somewhere, I was always like, yep, I will book the Airbnb, I will book the hotel, I will book people's flights and they can reimburse me whenever they have the opportunity. I was the person who was happy to book everything. If we go out to dinner, I will pay for the bill, you can cash at me. That way, with every purchase, I was getting a ton of points and people were reimbursing me right away, so I didn't have any issues when it came to paying my credit card bill. If there was a large purchase that I knew I was going to be making soon, I would just have the money in my account already, but I would use my credit card for it so that I could still get the points, and I would just reimburse myself with the cash. So there are some ways to get around that minimum if you are a bit creative and have people you trust. Do not pay for people's flights, Airbnbs, and hotels with people that won't reimburse you. Actually, don't travel with people who won't reimburse you. So that's one way to get free money towards your travel. And like I mentioned, not only do these cards give you sign-up bonuses, but every time you use your card after that, you also get points towards travel. Now, this definitely does depend on the card that you decide to get, but for the most part, the cards will give you points every time you use it. So for example, if you go out to dinner and you spend $100, your card may give you 300 points towards travel. And if you really think about it, your cards are giving you points for every single purchase you make. So the more you spend on your credit card, the more points you can get towards travel. So for the most part, everything I put it on my credit card. However, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I only put things on my credit card that I already have the money for and that I already intended on buying. I started using my travel card, I would say, a year and a half ago, and I still have tens of thousands of points on it just waiting to be spent. So some credit cards include the Platinum card from American Express, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is what I have, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and the Capital One Ventures Rewards card. Now, some things to note with these travel credit cards is some credit cards do have very high annual fees. So some can range from $450 to $550. What really matters is that you use your credit card enough and that you travel enough to justify that high annual fee. These credit cards are able to justify you spending $550 annually just to have the credit card because they also provide some other travel perks. They can provide travel insurance, lounge access, global entry reimbursement, and Uber credits. And honestly, it's the lounge access for me. Now, not every travel card does have a high annual fee. It just depends on the card that you choose, so you do have to do your research on that. So as a recap, one of the best ways to get free money towards your travel is to get a travel credit card that provides you a sign-up bonus, that also provides you travel rewards every time you use your card. And remember, pay for everything that you can on your credit card, but only things that you intended on paying for. So my second tip for getting free travel is to sign up for frequent flyer programs. So with a frequent flyer program, you basically get a unique identifier and you attach that unique number to all of your flights that you have with a specific airline, and they are going to add miles to your profile, and eventually you'll get enough miles to use it towards a flight somewhere. So with that, the airline is going to say, okay, Sabrina flew to Canada and we're going to give her X amount of points for her flight to Canada. Okay, we also see that Sabrina flew to California, so we're also going to give her a certain amount of points for her flight to California. So they determine how many points they're going to give you based off of each flight you take with their airline, and then eventually those points will accumulate and you'll be able to use those points to buy a flight with that airline. So I am not talking about an airline credit card. This is strictly setting up a frequent flyer profile with a specific airline and just providing your name and other information. And if you fly with that airline enough, you'll be able to redeem points to the point where you can book tickets with that airline using those points, and essentially it'll be for free. The other cool thing about being in a frequent flyer program with different airlines is you also get other perks. So you can get status with that airline, and when you get status, you get travel perks. So that can be free baggage, that can be access to their lounges. And I already told you, I love me some lounge access. It can also include seat upgrades as well. So even if you aren't loyal to a specific airline, meaning that you don't always fly with a specific airline every time you travel, it's still worth creating a profile because those points really do accumulate pretty quickly. And like I said, you do get a ton of perks if you get enough points. And it's free and easy and simple to do, so you might as well. I know from my experience, I never wanted to sign up for these frequent flyer programs because I felt like I just take the cheapest flight. I do not feel like I'm loyal to any airline in particular, but I did end up signing up for two, and I actually have gotten a lot of points with these airlines. And not only that, I've been able to book substantial flights using just my frequent flyer miles. And I feel like I wasn't even that much of a frequent flyer, so it worked out. Another hack I would say is even if you don't accumulate enough points on any airline for a round trip, one thing that I've done in the past is I've bought one-way tickets. So I'll use my frequent flyer miles to buy one-way ticket to one destination, and then I'll use my frequent flyer miles on another airline to buy my return ticket. I've been able to buy one-way tickets out of the country for less than 10,000 points. So it's pretty cool because you just sign up and you're gonna take the flight anyway, so you might as well get some points for it. So my next tip is to speak up if the service is subpar. You know, travel in itself is already sometimes a bit of a struggle. You just want an easy, a seamless flight, and honestly, airlines do promise some sense of comfort when you're flying. So if their service isn't great, definitely speak up about it. Of course, there are always things that can occur when you are flying. Maybe your flight is delayed, maybe they lost your baggage, whatever the case may be. However, that is an opportunity for you to speak up and just really advocate for yourself and let them know that you are not happy with their service, because they 100% are a customer-facing organization and they have avenues to better accommodate you for that. So I'll just say I have had at least 2 experiences where either I think my flight was delayed, I think the captain was just late to the airport and they had us sitting 4 hours. Okay, it was actually 2 hours, but you know, sometimes you gotta exaggerate. But basically I expressed my unhappiness with just kind of sitting on the plane for additional hours and being late to my connecting flight, and I got a couple $100s for both flights. And you know what I did? I used that money to book another flight. Of course, don't lie, don't make anything up, but definitely if an airline is providing service that isn't up to standard, definitely say something about that and see how they can accommodate. So the last thing I will say is to be flexible. So be flexible with your dates, be flexible with your times, be flexible with the airports that you decide to fly out of. So I tend to be really flexible about my arrival and departure days. So I'm not always like, I need to be there on a Friday night and leave Sunday night. A lot of times I'll fly in on a Wednesday or a Thursday and I'll be okay with leaving on a Monday or a Tuesday to save a bit of money. I'm also willing to fly out of a different airport. I'm in the DMV and it is so expensive to catch flights out of here. So oftentimes I'll go to New York, I'll go and visit my family there, I'll stay with them, and then I'll fly out of one of those airports. So like I said, just being flexible with your arrival and departure dates as well as the airport you fly out of can really help you save hundreds of dollars on your flight. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what you do to travel for free or what you plan on implementing so that you can start traveling for free. See you all next week.